Four Seasons in Algeria, 1961-1962.
Tu n'en reviendras pas, toi qui courais les filles, jeune homme dont j'ai vu battre le cœur à nu. Quand j'ai déchiré ta chemise, et toi non plus, tu n'en reviendras pas, vieux joueur de manille. Qu'un obus a coupé le travers en deux.
I am not going to present you a history of the Algerian War for Independence. I am not a historian. But I'll tell you my own story, and that of my pupils, the children of Rouaba. You will see, and you will hopefully understand what we have experienced while we were anxiously waiting for the end of gunfire. Attention, 50 years later, I don't look exactly the same. French colony since 1830, Algeria fights for its independence since 1954. In 1960, I go there with Gérard, Jackie, and thousands of other French soldiers. We must try to restore peace. Goodbye, Marseille, Our Lady of the Guard, Yves Castle. We spend the night on the deck, then good morning, Algiers.
Déjà la pierre pense où votre nom s'inscrit.
Algiers, the white city, and its Casbah.
Déjà le souvenir de vos amours s'efface. Déjà vous n'êtes plus que pour avoir péri.
قسما بالنازلات اللاحقات والدماء الزاكيات الطاهرات والبنود اللامعات الخافقات في الجبال العاليات الراسخات.
For sure, France did a lot in one century, but mostly for its own interest. For most of the people here, what future are we talking about? For them, future in harmony and in full equality still looks very far.
وعقدنا العزم أن تحيا الجزائر فاشهدوا فاشهدوا فاشهدوا.
El Afroun in the Mitidja vineyards is the headquarters of my regiment, the 65th Regiment of Marine Artillery. Here, two communities are living, two cultures, two beliefs. I will stay just 2 days. I go further. I go to the other side of the bridge. I cross a hamlet with an out-of-date name, colonization. War already passed through here.
الغفل مرض يحسس هذ يفهم ذاين نحكو بلاك في غضب.
The dream has been broken.
نسمي ما
We wade through the river Wetsept, and we can see there on the top station 334, altitude 334 meters. Mountain farmers have been regrouped at the foot of the hill in the village of Rouaba. We will come back here. The dusty road arrives at the luxurious door of the military post. Here we observe, we watch over the valley. Then I'll watch. I'll be on guard for 2 years with my dog Mulud. The Wetsept Valley is gorgeous. Through binoculars, we can see the headquarters in El Afroun. These have been my 1001 nights. Two years of guards, awakened dreams, attention, and tiredness at daybreak. The morning relief of the guard. Me, I am a gunner, a cannoneer. We bombed at random over the rebels hidden in the mountain. Sometimes, when our bombs did not strike, the fellagas returned them to us, well hidden under the sand of the road. On that day, I should have been in the jeep. I should have disappeared. When there was suspicious activity at night around the village, I had to use a mortar to send flares, lighting shells over the valley. The captain told me I should not smoke. The planes machine-gunned the fellagas in their hideaways. Beautiful Wetsept was put on fire. Patrols push the rebels back and defend yourself. Lying in ambush, my friend Bouagiar. Shooting exercise. Soldiers, but also Algerian Harkis committed with the French army. Here is the village of Rouaba, well protected behind several ranges of barbed wire. Children come to collect some food from the soldiers. May I get a chance to take care of them? Daily activities of the peasants. They have been brought down from the mountains to protect them from the rebels and mostly to make sure that they will not feed the fellagers. The two and only two mules of the village. They make charcoal with dead wood. The wood comes from far. Women and girls often walk with bare feet over the stones and scorpions. Let us visit closer the houses of Rouaba. Family oven, a goat skin bottle to carry the water from the village fountain, crushing food or coffee, no, these are not rags, but misery clothing. A proud mother of beautiful children. The husband is elsewhere, in the mountains or already dead. I vote for the future of my children. Some handicrafts that the soldiers can buy, like these raffia trays. Thanks for your visit, Master. I am the Master. I am now allowed to open a school and teach them. Carob beans harvest. Carob flour is used as a gluten-free chocolate substitute. The village burial ground. Prickly pear trees. Beehives made with oak corks. Very old olive trees. The village goat and sheep herd. The soldiers use them to open the road every morning. My dear, Ramadan is almost over. You will die soon. Algerian Muslims too have to do their military service in the French army. Our territory goes much beyond the limits of the village. Let's visit the surroundings. A nice French colonial home. We take a break on the national road, then we go to the Ain Tayeb military station. A glimpse towards the Atlas Mountains and a panoramic view over the Mitija Plain. The 1002 military post, 1002 meters of altitude. Here comes winter. We go on guard all the time. Our clothes are damp, no fire, no heat to dry them. The soldiers feel cold, very cold. Even the 105 millimeters cannons are shivering. But don't worry, it lasts 3 weeks only in January. Finally, here is the new soldier teacher of the village of Rouaba. The school and the infirmary are just below, in front of the village. Two buildings made of wood and dry earth with thatch roofs. Army teachers. In fact, nobody ever came in to see what I was doing with these children.
Enfants de tout pays et de toutes couleurs, vous avez dans le cœur notre bonheur. C'est dans vos mains que demain notre terre sera confiée pour sortir de la nuit.
We just have some paper and ink, a blackboard, and marvelous colored pencils.
Séchez vos larmes, jetez vos armes, faites du monde un paradis.
Enfants de tout pays, tendez vos mains, frissonnez l'amour et puis donnez la vie. Enfants de tout pays,
I told them how to read and write, how to count, and to solve problems. They were right. Miserable, but so cute. I had to draw my own maps to teach geography.
Car la sagesse et la richesse n'ont qu'une adresse, le paradis.
They could play the same games as me. No need to teach that. Khadija, Zora, Aisha, Fatma. I cannot forget them.
Et puis le jour où l'amour sur la terre
I called her Zitounet, little olive.
vous reposez. Lorsque la joie ouvrira nos prières, vous aurez droit à
They made beautiful drawings. One day I told them, take a sheet of paper, fold it in four, and draw me the four seasons, like Vivaldi. You guess what I did with that.
vos mains, meurtri semer l'amour et puis donner la vie. Enfants de tout pays et de toutes couleurs, vous avez dans le cœur notre bonheur.
The girls at upscotch, the boys with the ball, bare feet among the stones. This is how we make champions, like Zidane. Mustafa the day of his circumcision. I do not know how I could make such a mistake. Milud, you are the only child I ever punished. For years I asked to myself whether you forgave me. 50 years later, I understood you did it when we met again. Class, school time, this is a feast, not war. However, Mohammed, you will be later Private Jamun in the Algerian army. Maybe Ali too became a soldier. Teacher or soldier, you had just two models. These two, brother and sister, were still too young, but they were so eager to go to school. They came to each playtime. School is the future, not France. The teacher never put himself these scornful postings over the school door, and no need to tear them out. Others took care of it. An army medical officer came once every 3 months, leaving directions to the nurse. Gentlemen, France will build you a new, sturdy health center. More and more solid. The prefect comes from Blida, even Algiers maybe, for the inauguration. Summer is here. I can get a truck and a driver to bring my children to the beach in Tipasa. The Mediterranean Sea, Mare Nostrum. The girls hesitate. The boys are ready. I do not dare. Tipaza, before the Turks and before the French, who here are called the Rumis, the Romans lived here 2000 years ago.
يا جنود بلادي قلبي
Hurrah, girls! You got it!
ليكم بالجنحان يا جنود بلادي قلبي ليكم لو نصيب نطير ليكم بالجنحان صدري على العديان شادي يغطيكم ويكون لكم سور ما بين النيران ربي راه يشوف وهو يكفيكم.
Thank you, driver. It was a nice day. Now the school teacher can go to France to meet his parents for some weeks. There I received such wonderful letters. Did you have a pleasant journey? So that peace may come all over the world, I send you a little drawing. I say hello to all the children of Proverville. I send you this last letter. On Wednesday, I'm moving to Elafrun. If you can, bring me a gas lighter as a souvenir from France. In fall, I enjoy a week of rest as a century at the farm of the Fortin family. This is no longer the aridity of the Wetsept Valley nor the poverty of Waba.
في الكفاح نحمل الرشاش كيفكم يا أبطال لو نصيب نكون معكم في الكفاح نحمل الرشاش كيفكم يا أبطال.
The settlers' farms are frequent targets for the felagers at night.
كيف الصيد في ذوك الجبال حي الجهاد حي الفلاح حي الجهاد حي الفلاح.
With a dog and a sentry, cows and farmers will be well protected.
في حق الاستقلال في حق الاستقلال.
My pals at post 334 are over there behind the foothills.
نهضنا نحطم عنك القيود ففيك برغم العدا سنسد ونعصف بالظلم والظالمين سلاما سلاما جبال.
Back to the station, back to Gourd, watching, always watching.
وفيك عقدنا لواء الجهاد
Very dangerous sentry.
زحفنا على الغاصبين قهرنا الأعداء.
We do odd jobs when we have a rest. We build a dog kennel with the wood of ammunition boxes.
الطنف ينجيهم في البوى فباءوا بأشلائهم خاسرين سلاما سلاما جبال البلاد فأنت القلاع لنا والعمد وفيك عقدنا لواء.
This donkey has been captured in the mountain.
على الغاصبين
It's a kind of delirium. Arabic telephone. You could put 4 soldiers of my size into these shorts, but I'm not on the beach. Shaving, playing music, bodybuilding. The sentries could watch soccer on TV, live. Rene comes for lunch. He brings his own plate and glass. This chameleon will be our watchdog on December 4, while we celebrate Sainte Barbe, the patroness of firemen and artillerymen. Wine pours out, caviar comes from the families, and the cigar comes from the captain. We have fun. Well, not so much for me. Whistling over the chicken? No moderation. Always higher. A little more whiskey. Here is the summum. Except for Rene. We have to take him down the tower and back to his room. This one is changing rooms. Liberty Statue in New York Harbor. His fiancée lives in. He wants to drown himself. One of the mysteries of military art. Okay, go forward. We must convince them. Pilgrimages, speeches, France loves you. What more would you get with independence? No way. It's over. I kept the draft of the letter that our captain sent to ask for a meeting for the rebels' chief to negotiate the conditions of a ceasefire in the Wetsept Valley and the Beni Massim Mountains. 8 years of war. 500,000 people killed, 3,000 French civilians, 25,000 French soldiers, 152 mujahideen, 300,000 Algerian civilians, men, women, and children. Agreements were signed in Evian on March 18, 1962. Fighting stopped the next day at noon. Spring may start now.
J'ai quitté une amie. Je vois encore ses yeux.
Local mujahideens settled a large meeting on the mountain. People of the village will celebrate with them. Thousands of people will join them, coming from Algiers, Blida, and all the Mitidja plain.
Il faisait resplendir les soirs de mon village, mais du bord du bateau qui m'éloignait du quai.
As for us, French
Une
soldiers, it's
chaîne
over.
dans l'eau,
We go back to France and to our
claqué
families.
comme un
But
fouet.
for the Algerian Europeans, the
J'ai
Blackfeet
longtemps
as we call them,
regardé
it is the end of a
ces yeux
nice
bleus qui
dream, the end
fuyaient.
of a missed opportunity.
La mer les a
As a
noyés
result of rearguard
dans le flot
fightings, they will have
du
to leave the country, all of
regret.
them.
هنا صوت الجمهورية الجزائرية.
قسما بالنازلات الماحقات والدماء الزكية الطاهرات. قسما بالنازلات الماحقات
Ici, la voix de la République algérienne.
الزكية الطاهرات والبنود اللامعات الخافقات في الجبال الشامخات الشاهقات. نحن صرنا فحياة أو ممات وعقدنا العزم أن تحيا الجزائر. فاشهدوا فاشهدوا فاشهدوا.
It's over. We are leaving. Naturally, back to France, life was not easy. The atmosphere was heavy. This is when I decided to go back to Canada and to settle there.
Voilà. 55
This
ans
is
plus
it.
tard, j'ai retrouvé
55 years
quelques-uns
later,
de mes
I
amis
found
de
back
Rouen.
some of my Rwaba
C'est
friends.
à vous, mes amis, que
These
ces photos
pictures belong to you,
appartiennent.
my friends.
C'est à vous
It
que
is to
ce film est
you
dédié.
that this film is dedicated.
C'est un peu
It is some of your confiscated childhood that I wanted to give you back.
Merci d'avoir été mes
Thanks
élèves,
for having been my
mes
pupils,
mes
my
amis,
children, my friends,
mon oxygène
my
pendant
oxygen
ces années sombres.
during those black
Merci
years.
mille fois.
Thanks a lot.
Pour qu'il y ait un meilleur temps, il faut toujours quelques perdants. De la sagesse.
It is when he was in Paris at that time, considering the horrors of the Algerian War, that French-Canadian composer Raymond Lévesque wrote his most famous song, When People Will Live with Love. May we hear his call in the night.
Et nous serons, mon frère. Quand les hommes vivront d'amour, il n'y aura plus de misère. Les soldats seront troubadours. Et nous serons, mon frère.
The moral of the story: Adam, the little Saracen, has now two grandfathers, Pappy the White and Pappy the Dark.